All right, folks, we've already brought you two big announcements for 2026. We've got in-house, USA-made hoop houses with all new configurations and lower prices. And today, I want to introduce you to the Bootstrap Farmer Research Farm. So for years, we have been guests on other people's farms and in their homes, and we've met some wonderful friends in that time span. But there's one thing that's always just kind of kept us from fully being what we really want it to be, and that's showing you the full life of a plant and the day-to-day that happens on the farm. And with all that travel and all the weather and all the unpredictability of it, we just couldn't fully tell that story. So we have known that we have needed our own dedicated space to test out our own equipment, to make sure that everything runs through the paces, not just on somebody's farm, but so we can see the day-to-day activity. And since we brought fabrication in-house and we have so much new stuff coming out, we needed a space to put those up, tweak it before it actually gets to you. We're about 4 or 5 miles away from the warehouse itself, so we're very close. And so the goal is to show the year-round lifespan of not only the hoop houses, but the crops we're going to grow in them and the equipment that we have. And I know a lot of you are probably watching this video because you want to see who won the contest from last week's video, and we're going to do that later on in the episode, of course. So when it came time to decide on what the farm was actually going to be, one question never changed. We needed to build out this farm for 2026 while still producing all of the weekly content that you saw last year. So as you can imagine, it was pretty wild. And as we're designing this farm, we knew that we had to have something for everybody. We have backyard growers, we have market gardeners, we have some hydro folks, we have permaculture people, and people that are just interested in crops and farming in general. And we wanted to show the scale of all that while still being relatable to anybody that comes to the channel. And so folks, I know that I have the very best job in the world. I'm basically here to farm for a living and to grow things for a living. And my role has changed a little bit at Bootstrap Farmer, so I'll be doing less of the day-to-day administrative stuff and just really being the caretaker of this property. If you think about, if you followed us for any amount of time, you know that I've been to farms all over the country for about the last 15 or 16 years. And I've gotten to take a lot of those best practices and things I always wish people would do and kind of build that here. Now, is it the most optimal market garden farm? Absolutely not. Let's pull back the veil a little bit. We're a content farm, and that means we have to have space for the cameras and to make sure that we're presenting everything in a way that you're going to be able to enjoy that's not all crammed up. So the spacing will be a little bit different, but just know that we've basically made this. If I had my chance to build a dream farm, because really I did, I was able to do that here while showing everybody here what basically has drove me all these years to put out everything that we've ever done. And so while we're not growing food to sell, we are growing food to basically pass on these lessons to you in these weekly videos in which you're basically telling me what to do. We have a lot of crops planned for the year. We have a lot of hoop house content coming up. We're going to be redoing some old videos, but the main driver of the content is the questions that you ask us down below and that we get from customer service. This is not for us. This is for you to tell us what you want to see. And sometimes, you know, it may take a year to grow out a crop and to give you that full story, but we have a lot of stuff planned where we'll be dropping some of those weekly. So we're still gonna have the weekly videos in which we explain our products and different farming methods and gardening methods, but we're gonna be able to do a deep dive in a lot of the crops that are coming up. But again, I need your help for you to tell me what you want to see. And now I want to peel back a little bit of the stuff that happened in 2025 to show you how we got to this moment and where we're going to go from here. So we got the property in March of 2025 and started moving out of our old studio in downtown Paris, Texas in April. Everything moved about 20 minutes south, a truckload at a time. The property itself is just under 2 acres. It's long and narrow, which makes it well suited for hoop houses, row crops, and blocked grow areas. Our first priority was to build the studio and offices behind us, so we had a place to work. We needed a place to work that was out of the wind and the rain. Sometimes we do real close-up shots and product shots for the listings and all the things like that. And we needed a place that we could have total control over the lights, the sound, and the environment. We've also been able to do some webinars out of here, and this week, in the third week of January in 2026, we're starting about 1,500 plants over 100 different crop varieties to grow out into the fields. This is also where our editor Joel works and cuts down all the videos that you've seen, and this is also where some of the customer service folks and my office is. Not that you need to know that, but hey, I'm trying to show you the full scope of what's going on. The property itself came with this storage building, and that's where we're gonna do a lot of the maintenance and equipment storage and things like that. So just as you see this in the background, occasionally we'll get in there throughout the years when I inevitably break something and we have to repair it. Next up on the farm, as all that was being completed with the studio, we started the infrastructure work because nothing on the farm works without water. We laid water lines and hydrants based on where we knew hoop houses and outdoor work areas were eventually going to be. Living out in the country means being a good neighbor, and man, do we have some good ones. Less than 2 minutes away is Carl at Paris Natural Farms, and just behind me is Brian's house, and we hired Brian out to help us do all the tractor work, and it's really been nice being a part of the country community out here, right here in Paris, Texas. Brian helped us level out about 30 12-yard trucks full of sand and topsoil and some compost to basically level up everything that you're fixing to see. We're 100% clay out here, so there's a lot of soil building going up. And you saw that in some of the tests and soil testing that we did early on in the year of 2025. After the soil testing, we began a lot of silage tarping, cover cropping, and laying of landscape fabric walkways. We then built this entrance arbor into the farm and garden itself, and we started building this critter fence because we're already starting to get rabbits come in and there's not even any crops yet. Some of that was functional and some of it was intentional curb appeal. We want this place to look cared for from the road and to be good neighbors in our new community out here. Hoop houses started going up next. We started with the hobby houses, and behind us is a 20 by 30 propagation house, and now underway is a 30 by 60 hoop house behind us, in which I'm very excited to share with you what we're going to do in there. So yeah, we've planted some crops here, but the real work of the crop planting doesn't happen until 2026. And here's how we went about our crop planting. So because we needed to do some market garden stuff, because we needed to do flower content, a bunch of backyard content, I'm out here, I want to grow a bunch of fun stuff for me, so we got some gourds going up, some loofahs, and all that kind of fun stuff that you always see, but maybe you don't have room for in your market garden. We wanted to give a place for all that fun stuff, just to try it, just to see what happens. But it's real important for me to keep all this contained enough to where, I still have a lot of stuff to do for Bootstrap Farmer, and now we're going to be farming full time, and I wanted it to be sustainable. So I want to walk you through the layout and the setup of the hoop houses and the garden itself, so you see how that we're going to accomplish that. And through all this building and through all the crop planting, a lot happened in parallel along the way. And here's a little look back on some of the stuff that you may remember from 2025 and some stuff you didn't see. We built a propagation house frame, which is currently uncovered so we can use it to film a bunch of Hoop House 101 content that's going to be focused on structure, components, and options. We've hosted some webinars, we built the hobby houses, we installed raised beds, we worked through some of the DIY projects, we held our annual company meeting right here on the farm, and now we're really dialing in the final phases of the build. I know it looks way unfinished, and that thing you guys all feel where you're feeling that you're really behind, that's what we're feeling too, so we get it when you call us and say that, you know, you're in a rush for your items, and that's why we have the best warehouse staff and try to get to you as quick as possible, and we feel that pain. And again, there's still more to build, but now I want to show you how the farm is actually set up. So come on in to the 10th acre portion of the farm. So I'm standing right in the heart of our main farm, which is 1/10 of an acre. It's roughly 60 by 66 feet. We got some weird cutouts, but I wanted to keep something that we could say, hey, this produced a lot of vegetables, a lot of crops out of this small space. 1/10 of an acre is really comparable to a lot of backyards out there and a lot of small spaces. Now, to contend with, hey, I'm an urban gardener, I have a very small space, we're going to have something like this where it's a very small plot. We're going to move the hobby houses, and then we're also going to have some scaled down homeowner grows in this area right here. Now behind me, and again, the chicken tractor is doing its work, the cover crops are doing its work, we'll be silage tarping that at the end of the week, moving the 2 hobby houses over here, but this is where all the 30-inch beds that are meant to show market style gardening right behind me. So we're gonna have everything from vine crops to succession planting to crops like zucchini and things that'll go the whole year round, as well as some flowers. And again, we have that critter fence and a trellis over there so we can really stretch out and do things along the fence lines to really show the full value of what you can produce in a small space. As you saw, we've planted out our garlic and onions, and we have those in low tunnels, and we'll be moving those low tunnels around all the time. Also contained within the 10th acre space is a 30-foot long, 20-foot wide propagation house in which we're going to be doing, once we move the seed starting from inside, we'll be doing a lot of the more seasonal activities and uppotting, and really be talking about the trays and how those components work along the way. This is our main walkway. Let me show you something else. So if you have followed my career for any length of time, prior to coming on to Bootstrap Farmer in 2018, I farmed in Paris, Texas for 6 years. and it was indoor NFT production for leafy greens, herbs, lettuce, that kind of thing. A 30 by 30 Dutch bucket tomato tunnel that I ran year round. And I also grew in a bunch of raised beds and then a couple of other hoop houses and a 30 by 100 hoop house for seasonal crops, herbs, that kind of thing. Well, I wanted to take that same concept of what I used to do here and kind of push the boundaries a little bit in something I really believe in, which is we need all types of growing to happen for all of us to feed our communities. We all want to grow differently. And I wanted to be able to show a wide contrast of what could happen inside and around a hoop house. So behind me, the concept, you'll see the rock that I have behind us is going to have deep water culture with our rafts that we introduced last year. And we're also going to have several rows of Dutch buckets in which we're growing out vine crops, so we can show you some of that stuff. Hydro is what I know the best. I really feel like I'm getting back to my literal roots on that and be able to show you a bunch of stuff that we haven't previously been able to show you before. And then last year we visited a permaculture farm near Bob Wells Nursery, in which we have a great relationship with. And this permaculture hoop house was like unlike anything I've seen anywhere before, and it was so inspirational. So last year we brought in Brian Mossenbacher, and he's been a week with us. He's from Earth Grower, and he's a dear friend of ours and a permaculture expert. And we spent a lot of time talking about permaculture, and we have all this content, and I wanted to put it out, but then I knew we were gonna get the farm, and I wanted a way to take what he taught us, apply it in a physical sense, and then share that with you throughout the year. So it's a very long-term project, but I wanted a space for that to happen. And so to completely contrast in 180 the hydroponic operations that we've never been able to show you before, that I know the best, I want to really get into some soil, open pollination, permaculture type stuff in a very peaceful environment that's none like anything that you would ever do in a market garden setting. But for those of you that are here for backyard content and inspirational content, I am super going to be learning along with you with the help of Brian Mossenbacher and some of those lessons he taught. So I got a lot of neat stuff planned for him in there. There's water features, there's a lot of herb production. That's where we're going to be doing a lot of perennial and long-term work. So I can't wait to show you that. I can't wait to get started on it. And we'll just have to, all be patient as those crops grow out throughout the year, but I'll be sharing it with you every chance I get. So what does that give us? That gives us a 10th acre garden with multiple sets, for lack of a better word, to show you a lot of stuff that we wanted to show you for no matter how you wanted to grow. And then we have all the rest of this area, right? Like, what are we gonna do with it? So we've kind of blocked off some areas. We're going to be doing some wildflower patches, some cover cropping trials throughout the year. I'm gonna leave this blank because obviously we have enough going on with all the other stuff that we wanna let inspiration take its place. This also gives us a place to trial out some of the greenhouses and experimental stuff that we're going to be doing that I told you about. Before I go, I got one more thing to show you that is a nice little bonus treat to the whole thing. So the last little grow area in which we're going to do is we're gonna, again, work with our friends at Bob Wells Nursery. And to the east and the west of this arbor, and especially along the road, it's real important for us to be a good neighbor out here. I want it to look pretty. They've had to look at a lot of crazy construction this year and really wonder what we're doing out here. But this is going to be an edible landscape situation in which we're really going to be planting some perennials, long-term crops, and to show some other stuff that we haven't been able to do yet. So as we're standing in this virtual blank slate of a propagation hoop house, and you guys get to see this before it's finished, this is a time for me to remind you that this is for you. This is not for us. We're building this to show you the things that we've always wanted to show you, but we never logistically had a way to do it before. So this is a very exciting time for Bootstrap Farmer. A lot of times you'll see Roby in some of these videos. That's our fabricator back at the warehouse that's actually making the hoop houses every single day. So as he's out here, he's in the same conditions that you're going to be in as he's building the hoop houses with his team. That, coupled with our fantastic warehouse staff, they know how important it is to get the right parts to you in a timely manner. So all of that being put together, we really need your help. Any video that we have, this one would be great, is to leave as many comments as possible is what you want to see. Now again, we already have a bunch of videos that are ready to go and ready to be filmed and outlined, but having your input to basically direct what we show you, that's what we're looking for. So welcome to the Bootstrap Farmer Research Farm. We're very excited about it. And now we will tell you who won last week's $500 store credit contest. We used a tool called Pick a Winner to randomly select winners from the comments on the last video. It works by pulling all public comments directly from that YouTube video, filtering out the duplicates or replies if needed, and then choosing one comment at random. We do not upload names, edit the list, or handpick anything. The tool just reads the comments exactly as they exist on YouTube at the time of the draw and selects a winner automatically. This keeps giveaways simple, transparent, and fair to everyone who participated. Here we go. Teresa Kaufman, congratulations on winning the giveaway. Please take a look at the instructions down below on how to get a hold of us. And everybody else, I just wanted to say that this has been a pretty great week at Bootstrap Farmer. It was a ton of comments, and it was all very, very supportive in what we were doing here. And internally, as a company, full of humans that rely on a very tight team to put this all together for you, seeing those comments, being able to relay a lot of those affirmations and a lot of positivity back to the team meant a lot to us. I'm the one that answers all the comments. We don't source that out or anything like that. I'm the one that answers it, and I'm the one that gets to share that with the rest of the team. Thank you so much for being so supportive. We can't wait to see you in the rest of the comments for the rest of the year. We'll catch you later.